but I can't let go. I can't leave you hanging all alone. It's running through my veins, feel it in my heart.
All right. Think we're good to go. Once Twitch stops being a bitch. Yes, there we go. I think we're good. Let me just switch the scene. Bappa da boopy. Excellent. Let's phase the old music out there and get started. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Is this a test already? I feel like it is. I'm just going to leave it halfway. I'm not going to listen to it already. Please enter the current time. Jesus, alright. Let's put it to 38. And wait. Boom. There you go. Accessed from the main menu. Okay. That's good to know. Oh. Field of view. Turn that all the way up. To 90. Let's go. Sensitivity. We'll put it to 8. Do we want subtitles? Yeah, we'll have them on. We'll put it to about 50. That should be good. Show reticle. Off. Yeah, we can fix some of that if we need to, but let's play the game. Let's get into the game. Let's go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Ah, so close to 420.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Yeah, I did.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Okay.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Sounds like a great job.
Might have considered it soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Oh yay!
Stanley was happy.
Yay! Happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would
really?
forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
And what is that?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Okay.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Or did I? Or did I merely just look around my office? Oh. Oh, I can walk through my chair? Interesting. Tap, 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 tap. I guess I did. 429, 428, 4 too long. Wait, what's... I was hoping you'd get pissed off.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, hello. Oh. Can I take a photocopy of my ass? What's that say? I like work. I just hate my boss. Smile. Guess we're going through here. Oh, that's a lovely picture. That's very... 420! 420, blaze it! Oh. Ooh. Yeah, 420, like, that'd be a sick office to have. It's a very nice picture of a leaf. I hate Mondays, same fam. Oh, yes, finally doors I can control. Fuck you, narrator. Sales in this quarter. What, am I at Activision? Damn, clickbait title.
Two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This playthrough, I'm gonna go by what the narrator says, and then in the next ones, I'm gonna start disobeying him. Ba-ba-da-boopy. Interesting. Interesting, very interesting.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a co-worker. Motherfucker, I was reading that. Bring it back. Make sure your slide has a slick blue Motherfucker! Right. Where's the projector? How do I pick stuff up? Oh, hang on. LB and LT is to crouch. Okay, number of slides on this slide. Right, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I can't. I'm gonna fucking freak out. Prick.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
I'm fuming.
office.
Who would have thought a chilled game like this would piss me off? I'm trying to read the projections, like slides, and it keeps skipping every time. Let's see, what's going on over here? Executive bathroom. There's a toilet. Right, let's go to the boss's office first. Then I'll explore the bog. Ooh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
It's a nice office, to be fair.
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Ooh.
What dark secret was
Thanks for the
being
like,
held from
dudes.
him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
2845.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Fuck!
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons...
I got it the wrong way around.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Richie was charged with
stepped
grand
into the
theft,
newly
larceny,
opened
assault,
passageway.
battery, convicted murder, cocaine, overdosage, and usage of other legal fireworks. How you doing? Goddamn Luigi. What the hell? Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Okay, that's good. I meant jaywalking, not H-walking. I kind of gathered, don't worry. Poor Luigi, though. Where I live, jaywalking isn't a crime. You can literally just walk across the street wherever you like. It's great, because if you don't like someone, then you can just run them over. That's against the law, but only if people, you know, catch you. I mean, what? No.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Always.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Okay.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
I don't know.
This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Well, fuck. Yellow square. It's a lady square.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read...
If light is on, call... Immediately. I mean, the light's on. Should I not call? Mind control facility. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. I feel brave.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Hey,
Stanley's
sup, Blazin'?
coworkers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Let's go! Mind control, baby. That's what it's all about.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yes,
was this
yours.
the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't like this narrator.
He refused to believe it. He
Doctor
couldn't
Bad
accept
Touch.
it.
Ricky,
His
really?
own life
Really?
in someone else's control?
Really?
Never.
All of a sudden the
It was
TVs in the back changed to furry photos.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Stanley
Had he
jumped off
truly
the
spent
edge.
his entire life utterly
I don't blame
blind
Stanley
to
for
the
doing
world?
that.
But here
Fuck's
was the
sake.
proof.
Doing
The
good,
heart
thanks,
of
fella,
the
yourself.
operation.
Hey, can't complain,
Controls
Blazin'.
labeled with
Good to know you're doing
emotions,
well, mate.
Happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
By pressing the big button. Awaiting input. Okay. What is the code? System power. Off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Oh no.
Was it over?
Probably not. Probably just turn the power off.
Yes. He had won.
What?
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
Fuck that, I'm getting out!
His co-workers gone. How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
What if it's like an escape room, and everyone else has already been tested and they've got out and I'm just wandering around an empty building?
To him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps
happiness
his soul
equals the
had not been
outside.
To understand. but to let
Look how sunny it is, bro. Look at all the activities I could do.
What to do.
I could go cycling or hiking or
Whatever
something.
life he lives, it will be his.
Fuck, look how beautiful it is.
You needed to know. It was perhaps
The graphics are a little bit,
worth
you know.
knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Fucking bet your ass I fucking
Stanley
walked
felt
outside.
the cool breeze upon his skin.
I feel
The
it.
feeling of liberation. The immense possibility of the new path before
Thank you, narrator. This
This
is exactly
was
what I
exactly
wanted.
the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
That's true.
And Stanley was happy.
What an ending. What an ending, and it only took 17 minutes. Any of the other achievements as your first? What? Complete the Stanley pack. Did I just get 180G? Wow. Okay, so do we piss him off now? Should we just have a laugh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Shit. A bucket? Where do I get a bucket? I will do the naming for you. The bucket's name will be Gerald. Gerald, okay. Where do I find a bucket? Anyone got a bucket? Bucket? There's a bucket. Oh, I didn't check out the boss's toilet. He had like a fucking luxury, like top-end shitter. Awaiting input. Wait. Wait. Fuck. Wait, is there other computers? I need to keep an eye out for computers with input shit on. Wait. Wait. If possible. Right, remind me to look for a bucket. Remind me to look for a bucket. If you see a bucket, you let me know. Alright? You let me know. God damn. 4B6. How does that exist? Wait. Son of a bitch.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Maybe I did. Living the nightmare, mate. Damn it, that's the room over there. There must be a way to get there.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
For the amount of people that probably work here, this is not a very big, like, room for people to have a break in. I assume not everyone has a break at the same time, though.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I fucking didn't. See you later, loser. I went through the door at the end of the corridor.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You can suck my ass, bitch. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion, will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Good luck getting $5,000 when I'm dead,
Look,
bitch.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been
I believe you.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
Okay.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Are you?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back
Jump.
into your
Okay.
life. She's been waiting.
Whee!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yeah. I'll do the same thing again, but this time I won't jump. I'll go along with him.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Ba-ba-da-boo
could it
bee.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't
I just
make
like
a
making him
single
say that line, to be fair.
Nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh, I did.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Oh, yeah, wow, it's
This
so cool.
room.
Such a good, very
What a
cool
big
room. Yeah.
Back
Fuck
to
off.
business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Hey, no, I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I wonder if I can get over there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Could I drop?
I'm not your enemy, really.
I want to go this way again later to
realize
see if I can drop
investing
down
your
onto
trust in
that.
Someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story
I'm just
has been
thinking maybe
about
I could drop
nothing
off
but
onto
you
that
all this time.
without dying,
There's someone you've been
and
neglecting,
I could go
Stanley.
through that door over there,
Someone
possibly.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back
can?
into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's he? Why is he like threatening me? What this? Ooh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to...
I answered the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. Oh.
I have a wife. Wait, I don't have a wife.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
No.
They want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point
Hey.
here, Stanley. I'm
You're not
trying to get
wrong,
you to
but
see
still.
Something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay. Ba-do-do-do.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No. Press Y on your controller. How about you kiss my fucking ass?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Kiss my ass, narrator.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
You son of a
Now he's
bitch.
pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
No, I'm not.
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Shut up. Oh.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Fuck!
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers...
I'm on Series X at the minute because my PC's on the outs until I can get some upgraded parts.
The thought excited him terribly.
Speaking of which, please press B to spend time with the boys. B B B B B B B B B B B B.
He imagined that he came to two open doors.
The boys are all off doing their own shit.
Either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he
Wait a
began to
second.
with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
He's...
And down another was
Is he slowly turning this into my
and
office?
he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so instead he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there
God
possibly
damn
be?
it!
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets.
It's a trap, I think. I agree. I think I've been done here.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer.
God damn it.
As long as he remains here,
I've been had.
he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I couldn't resist.
See? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Okay.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I didn't press anything. This game is a lie. The end is never the end is never the end is loading. Never. God damn it. I've been had.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Speed run.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Speed run. I'm going through the door on the right, bitch.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct
Fuck
way
the
to
rules.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
I
just
didn't
to
want no
acknowledge.
shit.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't think so, pussy lips.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
That would be
years
pretty
ago.
funny, to be fair. Wait. Damn, it's a paint bucket. It doesn't really work. There is none, by the way. I know. There should be. I mean, it's an
Look,
office.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
You get one up on the computer, like.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this
This
time.
seems a little too high to drop
There's
off, but I'm going to
someone
give it a
you've
go.
been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
You've already shown me. I want to see something
Let
different.
me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay, tell me. Danger everywhere. Prove to me then. No buckets past this point. God damn it! There's a bucket somewhere.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Why? Why would I walk through the red door? Should I go through the red door for once? Ah, fuck him.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through...
Fine.
Thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna on the next one.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Wow. Check this shit out. Am I on acid? This definitely feels like I'm on acid. Whoa. They somehow got a bucket. God damn it, I want a bucket. Whoa. What's going on here? I swear to God, if giant Capri Suns appear, I'm fucking out. This is incredible. I'm confused though, like, what's meant to be happening here? Do I just stay here? Ah, fuck it.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm still here.
Where were we?
I'm confused. Can I just jump off? Damn it. Space parade. Subzone. I'm confused. Does he want me to just stay here and enjoy the colours? Ah, fuck it. Let's just sit and enjoy the colours. Ah. How chilled out is this, guys? Whoa. This is cool, dude. Definitely feels like I've smoked something. It won't let me, it just stops me on the edge. I kept trying to jump off. Well, just walk off and it wouldn't do anything. How are you all? Doing great, mate. How about you? Bro, I don't think anything's going to change here. Fuck 'em, I'm leaving. colours.
Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Maybe you're right. Wait.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived.
What?
You have me. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Well, I take it I can't die.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Nope.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, kind of.
I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Pretty much.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
I did.
Well, this one is yours.
That's right, turkey tits. I want to fall off this edge because it's my choice.
Is it over? It's
Yes.
going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
This time, I'm going through the blue door repeatedly to piss him off. Tired as hell? Fair play, mate.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. How am I at the doors already?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business,
Wait.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
How am I already here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I'm so baffled.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
It's been making me go back to the office the entire time. Why am I back here now?
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
Here I
you've
go.
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... Really?
I've got the Ultra Deluxe
In the middle of something you
version of the
zero
game,
consider-
I believe. Yeah, Ultra Deluxe. Wait, I wonder if I... Yeah, it's got all the stuff on it.
Consideration for others? Are
What
you
game
that
is this,
convinced
mate?
that I want something
Stanley
bad to
Parable.
happen to you? Why,
What game
I don't
is
know how
this?
to convince you of this, but I really do want to help
Come
you.
on,
To
Zone.
show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
Yeah, let's
rooms,
find the bucket. Let's find the bucket.
textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Kind of.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
I
And in
don't
the
really
end,
care.
it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
Kind of.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did
Guns.
you want to see? Vehicles?
Yes.
Skill trees?
Possibly.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Alright, let's go.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
Okay.
Go ahead, Stan. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha!
I like
You
the
see, I
option.
knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I
Me
know
disobeying
the
you.
game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Worldwide leaderboard. Oh, wow. This is a thing? Wait, where am I? Come on, jump to Hades. What? 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 I want to go through this door again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
Why are you
Now
confused?
would be a lovely opportunity.
My
to
phone
give
is
it some
18%.
playtesting.
I will let it get to
You wouldn't mind taking a
5%
look at
and then
it, would
charge
you?
it. No worries.
Perfect. Let me
Hope I
boot
can
it
do
up.
something interesting while you're still here. Oh, what's going on?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Okay.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Okay.
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
What if I just let the baby burn? Let it burn? Okay.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Whose game are we playing?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Am I a hunter?
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
We'll have to find the bucket for sure. Don't tread on me. Okay. I'm playing somebody else's game. Let's go.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
I'm a fire watcher?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What?
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank
Walk all over the
you
rug?
avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Oh.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Wait, Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here.
Rocket
Now,
League!
This is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
It's Rocket League!
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
It's much better.
I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Okay.
Yes.
On the volley.
Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh, this is sick. On the volley, mate. Fucking yes, lad. He's the Manx Kevin De Bruyne, except he's not ginger. Oh, how's your whip?
Stanley, are you having fun?
I am.
Is this a real video game?
It is.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
No, please, just one more.
Right. Your
No!
little fun comes to an end.
Oh.
This is my game, and
Thanks,
what
Rick.
I say goes.
Hit it in the
You
other
get
goal.
to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video
Wait, you
games
slide
are
in the
nothing.
corner?
Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So
The crowd
goodbye,
goes wild.
Stanley. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Go to the goal, drop down it. Okay. Whee!
What are you doing?
You said you were leaving. Whoop.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Okay, where do I go? Oh. What the zone is this game about? It's basically taking the piss out of everything, mate. I could just do whatever I want. Or follow the narrator, which I've already done. Well, this is weird. There's so many choices. Let's just do what I want. Do what I want. Oh no. Well, how's this happen then? How did I manage to find my own office?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if
Well, I
he's
got to play
learned
Rocket
the
League,
cost that
so kind
comes
of.
with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
Maybe this is where that bucket is
What does that
hiding.
mean to this world?
You must have to find the bucket
Yes, I'll be back.
somewhere in the building.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Is he going to put me back to the start now? Son of a bitch.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I'll go through the left.
he entered the door on his left.
And I'll just disobey everything else.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Played hide and seek for
Stanley
7
decided
years.
to go up to
Jesus.
his boss's office, hoping he might find an... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, I was hoping the bucket would be in here. There's a bucket.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Probably not. But there's always secrets, bitch.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. What? Quit the
You
game
do
and then
realize
start it
there's
again.
No choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. What?
Maybe to
That's
you
an
it is
achievement.
somehow its own
To
branch.
get 100% on this game, you have to
When you
stop
go
playing
talk
it for
about
10
this with a
years.
friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet
Google where the
ending was
bucket is.
my
That is a big brain
favourite."
idea. I like
hope
it,
your
King.
friends find this concerning.
King does stuff.
Stanley
Well,
was
he
fat
does
and
stuff.
ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
This guy's getting really upset because I'm not listening to him.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I ain't stepping out. I'm just gonna sit here. Ugh. Is he really not gonna say anything? You're right, we need to find the bucket. A reassurance bucket. The player must first complete the sequel ending. Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm going downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy...
So, you have to do an ending to get another ending to get the bucket, so that's what we're going to do.
Everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
God damn it.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go
Gerald
back
the
to
bucket.
my boring
Fair
real-life
enough.
job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Okay.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
Well, I can see the textures in the background.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
It is very interesting, to be fair.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Damn it!
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Bong. Take me back to the start of the game.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ah! Well, that was fucked up. That was very fucked up. So, there's a lot of endings we have to do to get to the bucket. So we'll try our best.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Oh, God. Well, shit's changing, we know that.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Input received. This is mental. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content. seems like a
Thank you for
gangster.
playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
True.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Okay.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
well,
excited.
This sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Me too, narrator.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Me too.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Okay.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, narrator, I'm as hyped as you are. Let's go.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's go, narrator.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump. I can fucking jump, bitch. Excellent. What? Are you kidding?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What?
Goodness. Another elevator.
Leave
Stanley,
one? Oh,
I
damn
have
it.
to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Ooh.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Yeah, let's go. I'm excited. But
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never
no,
have
it's
lived
cool,
up to such
narrator.
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I just wanted new content. Well, this is different.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want
Okay.
to show you something.
Modern gaming industry, yeah, truly. Coffee, nut. Are we getting new content? I think this is one of the endings that we need for the bucket.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Wow.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Holy shit. Wow.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Xbox port? Remember back in October 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I love it. That's so good. Memory Zone, yeah? Cheap Xbox port. That's fucking brilliant. This game is so good. It is impossible to get this achievement. Don't play for 5 years. So you tell me by the time I'm 36, I will have an achievement for not playing this game for 10 years? Wow. Little Stanley. Oh, it's a hamster. There's music.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like
10 out
the
of 10.
stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
He's really onto this whole "it used to be better." Oh, there's the girl who seen the body and then left me. Oh, pardon me. Ooh, there's a smiley face. Your number is 29.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Xbox. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Wait, the red and blue door.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Uh-oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I feel sorry for the narrator now. He's funny in a way.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh, another review.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's all...
Yeah.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Boring. Shouldn't have given me the power of the button. Oh. think giving me the
But
button
they
was a
didn't
terrible idea.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
How long have I skipped? I wonder.
the end is never the end, 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 is...
That's true, mate. You gotta grind. Out here doing bits. Oh shit. Holy shit, I think we're reaching the end of time. Ah, sweet. If we keep pressing it, eventually the whole building will come down around the button and we can just leave. We're almost there. I think. Oh, wait. You're welcome, mate. Where did all the plants go? Well, that wasn't a great noise now, was it? Oh. My button! Is it broke? No! Oh shit. Wow. Holy shit. Chopper support. What's going on, JB? Aye, new game. Let's wander out into the desert. Oh. Never mind. I don't think he's very happy.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Ba-ba-da-boopy. I have not seen the computer that we need yet. New content!
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very
Did you see my message?
exciting to show you.
What about you being against Nikolai? I did. New content. New content. We love new content over here. I did. Oh, let me have a look. Yes, I did see it. Wait, what? New content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and
Okay.
about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and
Chopper
any new
support.
content for it should live up to
You're
that
asking the wrong
legacy.
person, mate.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense.
I don't know how I'm gonna give you
say
chopper
we
support.
Take it one step even further, which is
I
why
need to help
I'm very
flank.
proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
The Stanley Parable 2!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An
I like
entirely
it.
new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. I like it.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
My day's alright, mate. How about you?
What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What is this game? It's basically just a fucking mental ass game where you just do what you want and just see what happens. Okay. Cool red section of the chart. The color red. Okay. It's good
Now,
to hear,
be
mate.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can
Have you done the Gorod Krov EE? I've done every EE that's in Zombies.
Sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features. Okay. Let's have a look.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The reassurance bucket! Do I just get to do all of them?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of
So you know the mech
reckless
suit
despair in
that
those who
Nikolai
played it.
1.0,
Well,
Ultimus Nikolai's in?
I'm happy to
Yes.
say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart.
No worries, mate.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Probably.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah, I get to go look at other stuff. Cool.
does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I want merch. No screenshots. Okay.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Sorry for clogging the stream up with my messages. It's alright, mate. 12th birthday stepniece? That's creepy. Get Well Someday? I like that one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
You son of a bitch.
12th birthday stepniece it is.
Oh, God. Okay.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Free new easy achievement. Get it here. I like achievements. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement?
I know, Gerald, I got it.
Accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Son of a bitch. Fuck. Well, that's annoying. I was kind of hoping that would,
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
the jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
God damn it. Give me more. Collectibles? I like collectibles. Everyone likes collectibles.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Okay. Is that it? I have the comfort bucket with me, so it is what it is. Gorod Crovey can be difficult if you don't have the right squad, or if you're playing on solo, you have to have the right gobblegums. 1 out of 6. Collect them all. Can you find them?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Does the big one count? Oh, I don't like fetch quests. Can I have that achievement now, please? No? Okay. I I want to go to the button. There's the button that says the name of the player who's playing. Uh-oh. The baby's all grown up. Oh god.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So
Try it
with that
here.
in mind, my first addition to the game... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath,
Okay.
clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Okay.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into
Okay.
dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so,
Who knows?
then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay. I like all this new content.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Well, what's enjoyable about that, though? That's not great. Collectibles. Are the collectibles in this area, or are they all just in the collectibles area? Damn it. I wonder... There's one down here. No more steps. Wasn't this very annoying? Yeah, we do need to bring Gerald back to the office at some point. We'll see where this ending goes, and then we should still have the bucket. I don't want to go to the infinite hole thing yet. There's more upstairs. Fucking hell.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the... well, we'll figure that out later.
There you go, the button that says Jim. Settings World Champion. What? Rim. Oh well.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I couldn't get in there. It wouldn't let me in the thing upstairs. So, should I just go in? How did I find this game? Well, I knew about it on PC years ago. I used to watch people play it like Markiplier and stuff.
Wonderful. One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do.
But I thought, you know what? Deluxe edition. It's on Xbox. I'll buy it. Play it. It was cheap as chips as well.
You can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I kind of want to just fall for a bit, to be honest.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
You said it was an infinite hole.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? Great.
Okay.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Show me. The second game is better than the first for sure. Definitely. There's so much. Yeah, that statue is turning. I was like, that statue's moved.
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
This is great. Wait, there's nothing left. I've done all the new content. Exit. There's no new content.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. Okay.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
I do.
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay.
Do I get to play it?
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Do I at least get to
I
play
wanted
it?
more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on
Jim
their
and
own.
Gerald.
They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Are we back at the beginning? Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, this is trippy. About to do the amazing Cortex egg cutscene. Well done, mate. Proud.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big...
I'm skipping it. This game is insane, by the way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I need to keep a lookout for the machines and stuff that I'm able to use. There's my bucket. There's a bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Damn right I picked up the bucket. That's my bucket, bitch. Where's my achievement machine?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I got Gerald.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Nice
Crushed
here.
by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
That's right, me and
At
Bucket.
this point,
Jared.
Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual
Gerald.
connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Possibly.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
A collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Awesome. Am I going to get all of them, though, before the end? Probably not. I don't remember this elevator being here last time. So it's definitely different.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Or maybe I do, actually.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Give me another collectible.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Fuck.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Come on, Gerald. It's totally nothing we've seen before.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Knows all,
The bucket
sees
had never
all.
seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
This is true. Knows all and sees all.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I want the other collectibles.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Exactly. Me and Gerald against the world.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
Yeah!
The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Me and the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
That
Both
sounds
of them
cool.
wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Gerald wields a gun.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
What?
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Find out what? Hey. Oh, for God's sake. Really? God damn it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well, this is
Stanley
different.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I'm going right this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I just want the test achievement thing. Alright, okay. I would commit a one-man raid. Yeah, 100%, I agree.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Nope. I'm looking for collectibles, baby.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this
Oh,
place
for God's
adventurous.
sake.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
Hey, the broom
It's
closet.
this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line?
No, I
We
want
could make
Jared,
The Adventure Line
the
go
bucket.
somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Okay.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Does it? Oh! Da 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 da.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Can I just walk in with the bucket?
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the bucket destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance
I
that
ain't
it's
dropping
really
it.
like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Never let go of Jared. Never. The hell?
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
We don't give up on fam.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this
Yeet.
door, I can make it. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
I got my bucket. I got my bucket. I got my bucket. I wonder if there's a collectible in the... It's a good shout, mate. Pump shot you all the way. How can we find them? Okay. Is there one in the toilet? Okay. There's not one in this room, right? A large room, lots of ooh, someone take a picture of this. Why didn't I take a picture of this? I can't think! Both red and blue. A private but smelly place for an important person. Right, yeah, there's one in the boss's toilet. Someone... By saving Gerald, definitely I agree. Someone take a... I'm taking a picture of this. Why have I got so many notifications? It happens only when I stream, I swear. Okay. Let's go search the boss's toilet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
It's gotta be in here. Hey!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Stanlerines.
Stanlerine under your belt.
Yeah! I like that. Stanlerine. Let's go search some other rooms.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during
Shit,
work
this is a
hours.
really long-winded thing, isn't it?
Bad. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then,
Oh,
something
may as well just stand
occurred
still.
to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized This isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Jared!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No, I didn't. Fuck! Am I dead? Did I do the wrong thing?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait. Did I shit out the bucket?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Ah.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He didn't have a bucket.
This man had no
great.
bucket.
Yeah.
Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator.
No, I had a bucket, but you took it off me.
And how everything is predetermined, and free will is an illusion, and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
I had my bucket.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place.
I didn't forget it.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Notice I didn't get to see the backflipping part. But whatever. That's fine. I really enjoy this game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I really love this
Stanley
game.
decided to go to the meeting room. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Bucket, it's so good to see you.
The bucket tightly to his
Let's
chest
have a look.
and entered the door on his left.
So, we've got inside the sequel exhibit, nearby a fireplace. Yep. We've got the large room. No, a private but smelly place for an important person. Yeah. So we need something both red and blue, and stairs. Something to do with stairs. A large room, lots of boxes. Okay, let's go through here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Parents arguing.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
All good?
Telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of
Guys,
happiness
Stanlerines
that you get
or
from seeing a small number
I can't remember
on
the other one he
corner
said.
of your screen go up
Figlies?
by one? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Stanlerines or Figlies? You guys have your say. What do you reckon? Shit. Is that going to send me back to the beginning?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number...
So something
I don't even know.
to do with stairs.
Nothing feels...
Somewhere both red and blue, so that's the doors.
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
The narrator? Roasted Activision and EA. Truly. Truly. Does this put me back to the beginning? God damn it. I kind of did need it to go back to the beginning.
Uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
So the two I'm missing
his left.
is the one with the stairs I get by going to the boss's office, but it's down at the bottom. So let's have a look. Should be down here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
He keeps changing the name. I ain't going in there again. I'll lose the bucket and die. He'll try to make me kill the bucket again. I'm not doing that. Wait. What? Wait, what? Something new? Pretty sure this is copyright? Possibly. Do 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 do. I could do with it just killing me and send me back to the start, to be honest. I need to go through the door on the right. The narrator singing. What the? You don't go anywhere.
Stepping into his manager's
You know what?
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Let's go.
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I'm gonna turn the mind control on to see what happens.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
I want to see what happens. See what ending it gives us.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
No, I didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Planning on it?
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Ah, fuck it, let's do it. Me and you, Gerald. Check it out. Send me back to the beginning, boy. Oh. Oh, he wasn't kidding. I mean, I could just jump out now.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Fuck you, narrator. Oh, really?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
It did.
It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What in the fuck is going on? What the fuck?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Inferno bucket. Ooh. I like the sound of the Inferno bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I got it.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Again with the...
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine, don't reset the game, don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I died. Right, let me grab my bucket. Let's go again. They want me to forget the bucket, but I ain't letting go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? The good old bucket.
Jared!
Stanley and the bucket. Off, Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Okay.
And this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling
Because
him
I have
that
one
the
more
employee
collectible
lounge
to get.
was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Definitely didn't.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Not this time, bucket.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
But I have one more collectible to get. God's sake.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Okay.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
That's a bucket.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
That's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
You mother... That was a bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
That's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh yeah, let me guess. So if I press wrong now, it'll be right.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Fucking... Oh, that's definitely not a bucket. That's a tractor.
Is this a bucket?
Nope.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is a tractor and not a bucket.
That's
To
right,
be
bitch.
honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Bro.
Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oh, this dude.
Item 6.
Nope.
Is this a bucket?
Yep, it is a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? What?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
So I have to leave the bucket to get the last collectible.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No. Don't do... Did he just take Gerald?
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yes.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay. So
Wait,
don't pick up the
Stanley
bucket.
thought to himself, am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
So I need to just...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Get to the red and blue door. That's the last collectible we need.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize
I'm not going to see what the bucket wants with up there.
Someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on
There it
your
is.
side. Give me a... And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly Wiggly?
Moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Woo!
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
That's
So,
fair enough.
Instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked...
I'm actually going to leave it here for now, guys. Because... Begin the game again. No. Wait. So can I just start it in the sequel again? Yeah, perfect.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Sort of.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with
Basically
one
just
more
got rid of
trip
Gerald.
to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines just one more time.
And we'll have to come back to this. Because it's getting super late and I need to get ready for work tomorrow. But we've explored quite a lot. We really, really have. So I'll come back to this game at some point for sure. But for now, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So, yeah, I hope you guys really did enjoy the stream. What the hell? The stream tonight. That was actually a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So, if you guys did enjoy, R.I.P. Gerald. What a bucket. If you guys did enjoy the stream, as always, make sure to hit a like button. Always helps the channel and the streams and the videos. Just gets them out there for other people to find them. Build a bigger community, get some people watching. You know how it is. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. And also, make sure to click the notification bell so you don't miss future streams and videos. If you're over on the Twitch side, hit that follow button and make sure your notifications are also switched on. So, obviously, you don't miss future streams. And you can also check out the channel over on Twitch and find all of the previous streams as highlights and in playlists, so you can watch them whenever you like and you know exactly where they are and where to find them. Also, if you look in the description on YouTube and possibly Twitch, you'll find a link to the Discord server. You can join that. Everyone's over there. It's a great time. Lots of banter there. And also my Twitter and Instagram. You can also find them. They're just if you want them. That's basically it. But yeah, I'm going to head off, guys. Go get some sleep. Ahead of work tomorrow and that. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of night or day, depending on where you are. But yeah. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you all tomorrow night for another stream. Hades out.